Okay, so this will be about how I set up my windows, the working window layouts, and how I set up my shortcuts to speed up my workflow. You guys don't have to follow this, but this is something I do, and hopefully it will help you guys too. So this is what you get when you first open. I have this startup over here, but that's something I made. So this is standard model sculpt. It gives you different layout, like per usage. So you can usually stay on standard and do whatever you like. But I like to make something like this. So I have more outliner, the space where the object gets filled area, longer, attribute on the side. And this is what I'll show you customizing the layout. You can start from the standard mode. And what you do is this three line. This is this when you left click on it, it brings you up the menu, but when you left click hold, you're able to move it to different places. You can always press this standard to go back to wherever it was. So I'm gonna click and hold, bring it right of the object. Only the attribute one. So I'm gonna do the same thing to the layers, but I'm gonna put it on top of the three line, which it puts it like right behind the attributes. Here it's doing object and take, same thing, but I like the take on the right side because I use it a lot with the object window and I don't want to go back and forth to fix stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. Takes three line, click and hold, put it on top. Now all three attributes, layer, takes, they're all in same order, same window, but it's too narrow now. So what I'm gonna do is just find this line and bring it over. That's it. After you customize your windows, you should save your window so you can open it later. You go to Windows, Customization. You can save it as a startup layout. That's what this is for me. So I'm gonna go to Windows, Customization. I'm gonna save as something else because I don't want to ruin my startup. I'm gonna call this tutorial 01. When you do that, you actually get another one next to the last layout set you have, tutorial 01. This is the one we just made. And from here, you can just drag it over to wherever you like and click on standard. And if you want to go back to the mode we just were in, just go back. Simple as that. After having all the windows at the right place, I usually go to my menu bar and start filling up the spaces with the icons that I like. The actions that I like. This is how mine's set up. All the modeling, deformers, the MoGraph stuff over here, rendering stuff over here. This is solo icons. This is all the modifier for during modeling, like centering, freezing, recentering axis and stuff. So how you do it is you just right click on this empty area right here and go to customize palette. And from here, whenever this command manager is on, you are actually able to click and hold and move it wherever you like. If you see it already on the screen, just move it around. But if you don't see it, you can go to the command manager and type in, let's start with axis center. Axis center. I think it's already over here somewhere, but you can drag it and put it right there. And also, you see this small gap, big gap, that's controlled by a smallest one, icon separator. There's a little gap over there, and there's also a group separator. Bigger gap. And this fill space literally fills the space in between and stretches the heck out of it. And you'll see the difference. That's a big, small gap, medium gap, big gap, but this big gap changes as you change the layout. You see that? This guy following the ratio. So that's how you customize your menu bars. If you like my menu bar setup, I'm happy to upload my menu bar. But I think you should get familiar with the tools first and just find out what tools you like, what tools you use the most, and then make your bars when you're ready for it. And all the palettes, they call these palettes, they are saved with this layout. So you can save it again after you change your stuff. And you can also save a palette by itself and just load that palette. Like, I'm gonna save this palette as I'm gonna put it on my desktop. Test palette, whatever. Then I'm gonna go load a palette, go to the desktop, load that. Look, it popped out a new window. That's exactly that. And you see this little, not 3-line, but bunch of line dots over here. You can click and hold, put up against it. Same thing. You can click, put it over there. You can right click, undock it. Now it's vertical, but you can right click on it. Go to change the orientation to go horizontal again. That's a quick overview of a palette and customizing. And the shortcuts I use. Right now it doesn't have any mode selectable because this is primitive. This is like a model, they say in C4D. But when you break it by pressing C, now it's editable. That means if you have the object selected, go to the point mode, you're able to select the points of the object. See this orange versus non-orange, black. So every geometry or polygons or 3D shape have different modes where you can select point, edge, face, they call it polygon, and the model, the whole thing. But you have to go over here to select it. Like, I want to select the face, I want to go face and click. Like, I need to select edges. You guys select edges and go. So what I did was I just look over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just changed between the mode by just going 1, 2, 3, 4. I also have set up for texture mode. I set it to Alt 4. And all the modes, we'll be using it later. But to customize the shortcuts, all you have to do is go to Command Manager and type in point. And look for use point mode with the same icon as this. And go over here, I put 1. Assign. In the beginning, it's gonna tell you it's gonna pop up a window and say something like it's already assigned to something else, you want to change it, and you just go yes. And I go to the edge and find use edge mode, and then go to assign. I go polygon, use polygon mode. 4. That's 3. Oh shit. And lastly, use model mode. It's already 4, but 4. And I also do it for the texture. Use texture mode, and I have it as an Alt 4. Also, one thing I do is visible. Toggle visible only. I put it to Alt tilde. I'll show you what it does right now. So when you have a geometry, the cube should have 8 points, including the back, right? And if you look over here, 8 out of 8. It's selected 8 out of total 8 points. That's because when I go to the toggle visible only for the brush selection, you can toggle this on and off. That's what we just set up. Alt tilde. It just toggles between on and off. When visible only is on, you try to select everything from this view, you only select 7 because you're not selecting the one in the back. This one. But you unselect everything and go Alt tilde Visible only is off. Now I try to select everything from this view. Everything's selected 8 out of 8 because this toggle's off. You'll be using this a lot. I use it a lot when I also have some other shortcuts, but I think I'll be showing you those as we actually use that. I'll be trying to upload a short and packed tutorials in constant time frame, hopefully. So please like and follow for next tutorial. See ya.